Many children spend a lot of time in early childhood settings. It's a great place to get them moving. For older children, it might take some creativity on the part of the teacher, but for infants, it's just a matter of letting them go.
Well, one of the great things about infants is they love to move. They move by nature. And really all we have to do is let that happen. So in a great infant room, in a stimulating infant room, children have, freedom to move around. It's a low restrictive environment, so children have lots of time to do what comes very natural to them. And they have appealing things that they want to crawl after and reach for, that they want to seek out. And they'll do that very naturally as long as we don't put barriers in the way. So really, for infant programs in particular, it's about not creating a barrier as much as it is looking or having to search really hard for extra stimulating things. I mean, think about a typical infant. They're amused by their sock. They're amused by a block. You don't have to have incredibly expensive equipment.
Not only is equipment unnecessary, some equipment, like swings that restrain a child, can slow development. Infant walkers have been the cause of many injuries and should never be used in childcare. Physical activity for the youngest infants isn't about fitness, it's about developing basic motor skills. Motor skills are skills related to a child's ability to control movement. Gross motor skills include larger muscles, like arms and legs. Fine motor skills refer to control of smaller muscles, like hands and fingers. Infants need practice using all of their muscles to develop confidence in their ability to use their bodies to get what they want. They need to experience the world around them.
I think too often we want to entertain babies, and so every day is a new day for the child. There's so many new experiences that they have, and so we don't have to be stimulating them by putting a rattle in front of their face and rattling. How would you like to have this rattle in your face all the time? And one of the things that we really try to talk to the parents about is, like in car seats, to have a mobile right in front of you. It's waving right here, and you can't see space, you can't see the environment. And these babies are brand new, so these are experiences that we need to not take away from them to experience the world.
It's the developmental process of trial and error. If I sling my hip this way, what will happen? If I put my arm in a different position, will I be able to push up? Is it okay to do the commando crawl until you're ready to get up on your knees? Letting these natural things happen.
Infants shouldn't be put in positions they can't get to on their own. Tummy time is considered one good way to encourage movement. But make sure you don't force this position on a child that isn't ready. Some infant and toddler professionals feel that very young infants should not be placed on their stomachs until the child can get to that position on her own. An infant on her back is also discovering her environment and moving in ways that are healthy and fun. She'll get onto her stomach when she's ready. Infants can usually roll onto their stomachs by 4 or 5 months of age. Tummy time should always be supervised by a caregiver. Young infants will exercise their necks and arms in this position as they try to see what's happening around them or reach for an interesting toy. A teacher can also lie on her back and place the infant on her stomach. The infant will use her neck and arms in an attempt to see the caregiver's face. Older infants will exercise by scooting or crawling to get to interesting objects in their environment. Play objects should be placed around even the youngest infants to encourage movement.
And then one of the best things that infant caregivers can do, well, maybe caregivers for children of any age, is to get engaged with the kids. If it's fun for you, it's fun for them. So kind of being down on the floor with them, making it fun and exciting, stimulating that natural urge to move by, dangling that little toy just a little bit farther. So we have to reach and grasp and make it interesting. And again, it doesn't take a lot of expensive equipment or even special effort. It just takes that fun, enthusiastic desire to engage with the child and be down on the floor moving.
Engaging with infants works best when the child is ready to play. Pay attention to the child's cues.
Sometimes we don't do tummy time when a baby's most awake or calm. Sometimes they want to do it when they're a little fussy. So then they associate tummy time with really not being a happy, fun time. And that adult should be engaging with that child too. So it's really, where are you as the adult in relationship to that child? What things do you have that baby can engage with for tummy time? If they're just on their tummy on a blanket or mat with nothing, that's not very fun. But if you have something that they like to look at visually, or if they're just starting to reach at, then that's really important as well.
So what we want to do is give kids lots of time where they can control what's going on with their bodies. And with infants, that's a lot of kicking and wailing, flailing and moving arms and legs, and then figuring out how to move from one side to the other, and then to sit up and view the world in a different way, and finally to move around in it. And that is an innate motivation in an infant and a toddler. It doesn't need to be taught. It just needs to be allowed.